Nous allons reprendre et terminer cette matinée avec l'intervention de M. Wel Khalil, qui nous vient directement d'Égypte. M. Khalil a plus de 15 ans d'expérience dans la gestion de projets, de gestion des risques et de PMO dans les secteurs bancaires, technologie des communications, conseil. Il a dirigé de nombreux projets complexes, allant de la recherche et développement en passant par les restructurations opérationnelles et les évaluations des risques jusqu'à la mise en place de PMO. M. Wael a reçu son diplôme en administration des affaires de l'Université du Caire et il est certifié par le PMI en tant que Project Management Professional, PMP, PMi-RMP, etc., etc. Depuis 2007, il a siégé à titre d'administrateur du chapitre koweïtien du PMi-AGC. Voilà. Donc, Monsieur Khalil va nous parler des erreurs à éviter dans notre management de projet. Et je vous laisse la parole. Merci.
Thanks a lot for this introduction, and good morning everybody, and welcome to our presentation regarding fatal mistakes in program management. First of all, I'd like to thank you and iConference for this great opportunity to participate together in this great event. So let's begin to talk about our attractive subject, the fatal mistakes. Here, I cannot say it's easy to cover all of them. We need to focus on, let's say, the heading parts, the important parts, not all of them. And based on my prior experience in this field, I already covered some important areas that we need to make sure about it in this field. So let's see together, according to different surveys and studies, what we need to understand about those hidden and important mistakes. But I prefer to begin with these two quotes. The first one for Sam Levinson. He mentioned once that you must learn from the mistakes of others. You cannot possibly live long enough to make them all by yourself. The other one belonged to John F. Kennedy. An error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. So that's exactly very important to us to consider this field. Again, I will never let you waste your time with different surveys and also different studies and theses about this area. I think you are familiar enough with those kind of surveys. So I will just try to summarize my points only in 5 or 6 points as follows. So the first one, lack of management support. The senior management support, as you know, is very important to us. And we cannot manage effectively any program effectively without the senior management support. How we can make sure about this, I will try in the next slides to make a good recovery for each one of those points in terms of the most important risk factors and the required success factors to make a good recovery for each mentioned point. The second one, ineffective change management. I believe we have a separate session tomorrow, inshallah, about this part, and I will try just to summarize the main important issues belong to effective change management for our programs and portfolio management. The next one, lack of active planning. You know the word in PMi, plan is nothing. Planning is everything. The difference here, maybe it's an ing, but the meaning is the most important issue. If you have a good plan and keep it in your desk, what the benefits that you will get? You need to make sure that your plan actively used and also interacted with the different environmental factors, and you will be able to change any part in your plan to reach the required objectives effectively. Next one, lack of integration, which is the main issue in program management, as you know. So lack of integration means that there is something we need to make sure about it in the integration area. What we need to know about this, we will see in the next slide. The last one, and not last one, the one we need to talk about it before the last point, is the lack of effective time and resource management. The resources that we have in program management, we need to make sure about the efficiency to manage those resources. And how we can do this, what the available solutions for this are, what the main success and risk factors, that's what we're going to talk about it. And let's begin with the first one. Lack of management support. As you know, you cannot manage a good program without the sponsor and senior management and champion support in your framework. You want to gain their support, especially in the initiation stage. As you know, the big resistant level will be during this stage, the takeoff stage. And I want to refer to some points here that the management support will be maximized if you really can do a good marketing for your program and also your efforts. I have seen many program managers, they care mainly about the technical area for their work, and they not care that much about the other managerial and marketing efforts. You see, you have to answer the question, what's in it for me? In case you want to make sure that you will maximize the benefits and the real added value and the buy-in from each senior management level in your organization. And this is a big issue you have to consider. Don't think about only I have a good solution, it's working in different areas of the world and definitely they will support me. It doesn't work like that. You should make sure that you will make a good marketing for your program from the beginning and also to maximize the participation and the support from senior management, especially at the initiation stage. Because anybody have a conflict of interest with your program, they will try to put many obstacles in your way, especially in the initiation stage. Why? Definitely, they know that if you can manage this critical moment in your program management framework successfully, it will be hard for them to make any interruption for your work later on. And that's why we need to take care about the senior management support at this critical moment in the initiation stage, especially, and all over the time, definitely. In order to do this, you have to understand those points. We have some risk factors regarding the understanding of other stakeholders and key stakeholders, mainly requirements and prioritization and also expectations. What exactly they are priorities? Don't consider all the time because I have a clear definition of the requirements, so I will manage it effectively. You have to make sure about also the hidden requirements. What they are consider you that you will take care about it without any clear explanation from their side from the beginning. But how we can do this? We need to master those skills. We call it effective personality analysis. As a professional program manager and portfolio manager, it's not only about certifications and standards. We really appreciate this part. It's very important to be certified. It's very important to gain the required experience in those fields. But also, you have to take care about what we call it the soft skills part, or what we call it the personality analysis skills especially. If you are interested in this area, because this is a separate subject, just please drop your business card. I will make sure to send for you a link for my presentation, especially in this area. It's very important to understand the types for personalities in order to analyze their high priorities, to define the effective keys to deal with each key stakeholder, and also to define or to develop your message to interact with them and also to gain their support, or at least in the worst case to minimize their negative impact in your project and program management framework. It's very important. And as I mentioned, it's not the most or the major subject in our presentation, and that's why if you are interested, I have a separate presentation I delivered before to the AGC conference, I think 1 month ago, and it was very important and also attractive subject. You are most welcome. If you need, just throw me your business card. I will send you the link for this presentation. I already did it before. So again, lack of leadership or effective management leadership governing all those areas. You have to maintain the trust, as you know, with different key stakeholders, and in this case, you have to make sure about the effective skills also in management leadership in your programs. The misjudgment for their expectations, also you need to take care about this fatal mistake that lead at the end of the lack of managerial support and senior management support for your program. And all over the time you find that behind this point is an important key here. We call it the change management key. Lack of change management, or the understanding of the human behaviors. The human behavior regarding changes. As you know, it's not easy for anybody to accept a change. We are managing not a project right now, we are managing a program. And definitely there is what we call a material effect or impact to change the business environment entirely or maybe partially. And in this case, you have to consider different levels of resistance in the work environment. So how we can deal with this kind of cases? You have to master the skills of effective change management. As I mentioned before, we have another presentation tomorrow talking about this part. I will try just to summarize the most important issues belong to this point. Here, in what we call it change management, you have to understand the normal behavior for any person, for any stakeholder regarding, let's say, the major changes that you can make in their work field. I have a good exercise for this. If you want to try to understand the nature of human being belong to changes, I really recommend that in 1 minute, try to do this exercise with me. I just need you please stand up. Would you please just stand up for 1 minute? I will make sure that at the end in 1 minute, I want you to understand the nature, human behavior regarding change. I want you to choose a partner with you in this exercise. Okay, just choose any other partner, please. I want the taller guy to raise your right hand, just like this. Okay, and I want the other guy, no, just like this, beside your chest, please. Okay, and I want the other guy to raise your left hand and put it together. Okay, just like this, please. Okay, stand beside each other and put your hands like this, please. Okay, I want the taller guy now to start to push the hand for the other guy. The other guy is up to you to choose your feedback or to your reaction. Just start to push slowly. Start to